The comprehensive exam that I took in grad school was so much more difficult than the Praxis exam itself. So if you study very, very hard for the comprehensive exam, you'll be totally fine for the Praxis. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jasmine if you didn't know, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about how I passed the Praxis exam. So before we get started, just in case you don't know what the Praxis exam is, that's the comprehensive exam you have to take in order to get your licensure to start your fellowship. I went ahead and identified 6 things that I feel really helped me prepare for the Praxis. The first one is something that started right when I entered grad school, and that's to take really, really good class notes. Whatever your system looks like, make sure that you have one so that by the time you get to the Praxis, you're not like fumbling through random papers and documents to try to find all of the things that you need. So I took all of my notes online on my computer, and I had one common folder for all of my notes, and if I needed to do a quick search for something in particular, I could go to that class, go to the search bar, and boom, there it was. That alleviated so much stress rather than when I was an undergrad. I kind of had notes everywhere, and I was looking through notebooks, looking on my computer. Wasn't really an efficient system. So find an efficient study system. So number one, you're learning more in class, and then when you're going back to kind of look through that information again, it's a less stressful situation. My next tip is to make a study guide. Although you do have all of those notes in one place, there's a lot of things that you go over in 2 years worth of class. So it's also helpful if you're restudying that information by retyping it out or rewriting it in a different way. So if you're kind of condensing the stuff that you learned, you're getting some review, and then by the time you have your last kind of study packet or whatever it is that you're gonna make, it's not as long as the pages and pages of notes that you took in class. Tips 3 and 4 I decided to put together, and that's when to start studying and who to study with. I think when to start studying is up to you. You know what kind of study person you are, how much time you need to go through material. For me, I started about a month and a half out from the test date. And so what that looked like, even though I know I've been studying throughout grad school, I specifically carved out some time out of my day, out of my week, to go through specific material, making sure that I was hitting those things that I may have forgotten or weren't as strong compared to the classes I was currently taking at the time. And when it comes to people you should study with, number one, you should definitely consider studying with others, because even if you have amazing notes, you can always get a different perspective from one of your classmates, or they'll help you think about something that maybe you forgot to consider. So that it's really great to study with others, but make sure you're not studying with people that you know you're gonna just sit and talk to, and you're not gonna get as much studying done. It's great to have chatty conversations, friend time, but make sure that you are actually studying when you're with other people. Step number 5 is to figure out the best time to take the Praxis. I know that I did not want to take it super late, and so I literally signed up for the Praxis the December of my second year and took it as I was finishing my final exams. So I was already in study mode. I already had a lot of information at the forefront of my mind, so that was really helpful when I took the Praxis, because I essentially didn't really have to study for everything in order to take the Praxis, but I just had to study for the things that weren't as fresh, like those first year classes that I took. The last tip that I have for all of you lovely people is, if you go to a grad school that requires you to take a comprehensive exam, which is kind of like a test that is like a brain dump of everything that you learned in grad school, such as mine, it's probably a good idea to take the Praxis right after you take the comprehensive exam, or around the same time. So I took the Praxis a week after my comprehensive exam. I knew some people that took it the day after. It's just, you're preparing for one big test that is on the same material as your other big tests. So you might as well just study once and get both of those things out of the way. That really helped me feel less stressed. Just do both, boom, boom, get them out of the way. I passed both, it was great, and then I was all done. So by the time my semester was over, I didn't have to worry about any other exams. I just had to worry about finishing all of my externships and getting ready for my fellowship. I hope those tips were helpful for you guys. If you have any other ways that you prepare for the Praxis or you have any questions about the Praxis, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.